Okay, so welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah,
Today we're talking about AI
right.
and how to future-proof your career
Yeah. Future proofing.
as AI becomes more and more
Mm.
prevalent in everything
Yeah, and I think
in our work lives.
a lot of people are concerned
Oh, yes.
about AI taking their jobs.
Right.
And I think it's a valid concern,
Yeah.
but we're going to look at it
Yeah. Let's look at it from
in a positive light.
a positive lens.
Yeah.
So we've got this really fascinating podcast script
Okay.
as our source material today,
Interesting.
and it is absolutely packed with
Yeah,
practical
people
strategies to
around.
help you thrive.
To thrive, not just survive.
Not just survive in this rapidly changing job market.
Yeah, because a lot of people are thinking,
Yeah.
okay, is my job going to be
Replaced.
replaced by a robot?
Exactly.
I
How do I make sure
have to,
that I stay relevant?
learn a whole new
Right.
skill set.
That's exactly what we're going to uncover today.
Okay.
So think of this as your cheat sheet
Mm-hmm.
to staying ahead of the curve
Yeah.
when it comes to AI.
Oh, okay. I like it.
So you can feel empowered and in control
Right.
rather than, kind of overwhelmed by all the changes happening.
Yeah. Because it is.
It's changing so fast.
Yeah, it's changing so fast.
See these headlines about AI?
Every day.
Self-driving cars.
Self-driving cars.
Navigating our streets.
Oh, yeah. Chatbots
Chatbots.
that are writing code.
Software writing code.
I mean, it's incredible.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah,
What can't AI do?
Right. And that's the question, right?
Yeah.
Where do humans fit in?
Yeah.
But our goal today is to flip that anxiety on its head
Yeah.
and explore concrete steps
Yes.
that you can take to remain indispensable.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first big takeaway from our source
Okay.
is that we need to focus on uniquely human skills.
Okay.
And it's really interesting.
Because for all of AI's advancements,
Mm-hmm.
it still struggles
It still struggles.
to truly replicate
Yeah. Yeah.
these core human abilities.
Right.
And the first one that they talk about is creativity.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Right. And I think,
Because
AI can crunch data.
right. It
It can identify patterns.
get patterns.
and
Maybe
can, extrapolate,
It's come up with some future trends based on
variations or suggestions
That's data.
based on those patterns.
Right.
But that truly novel idea,
Yes.
that unexpected connection,
That spark
spark
of
of
imagination.
that feels very human.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's absolutely right. And,
Yeah.
I think what's so interesting about it is that, AI can be this tool
Right.
for creativity.
Absolutely.
It can, spit out a bunch of ideas
Brainstorm.
based
I
on,
will
look.
past data or whatever, but
Mm,
the ability to really come up with something new that
yes.
hasn't been done before.
Think outside the box.
Yeah. To really think outside the
Wow,
box.
That's
dude.
break free from
That's the human element.
those established patterns.
Yeah.
That's where human ingenuity.
I think a good example of this is
Yeah.
like a marketing campaign,
Okay. Yeah.
and AI can look at all the data
Sure. It can tell you,
and say, okay, this is what's worked in the past.
what's trending, what's,
This
or-
is
effective.
effective.
Yeah.
This is the demographic that
Yeah.
we should be targeting.
Absolutely.
But to come up with a truly novel
Yeah.
marketing strategy,
That taps into
some kind of
that takes
untapped,
it.
like an emotional need,
Yeah, or something that's
Mhm.
really going to resonate.
something
that
a
they-
purely data-driven
You need that human element.
AI might miss.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's creativity. Then there's emotional intelligence.
Oh yeah. EQ.
EQ,
Emotional intelligence.
our ability to understand, interpret, and respond
Yes.
to human emotions.
And again, this is something that,
Right.
an AI can learn.
An AI can pick up on.
It can kind of learn
See,
what a
facial expressions,
happy face looks like or a sad face.
tone of voice,
But
Yeah.
that deep understanding.
that nuance,
That empathy.
the empathy that is so important
For genuine connection.
Yeah.
That's where humans excel.
Yeah. And I think
What do you think?
if you think about it,
Yeah.
all those professions
Yes.
where building trust and rapport
Yes.
is essential,
Like
like a therapist,
a therapist,
or a teacher,
a teacher.
a leader.
Yeah, anyone who's
You managing
really
people.
visible.
Yeah, these roles
Yeah, I think you
They-
see that human touch.
are very safe.
Yeah,
Because
they
They
require
require that emotional intelligence.
right, and an AI that is so hard to
That
replicate.
can't replicate that.
Yeah,
Okay, so we've got creativity, we've got emotional intelligence.
yeah.
The third one
Number 3.
that our source material highlighted
Okay.
was complex problem solving.
Complex problem solving.
Right. So And this is interesting because AI is great
AI is great at,
at optimizing
yeah, if you have a system
established processes,
that's already in place,
well-defined problems.
you can train an AI to
Yeah.
optimize that system.
Find a solution. But when you have a situation
And you have a situation
that is completely new,
where the rules aren't even clear,
aren't clear,
you need a human
and you need to think outside the box,
to figure it out.
that's where humans
Yeah.
really shine.
That's where human intuition
Yes,
threads in.
agreed. Is
Yeah.
adaptability.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I think
Because AI is so reliant on
AI is reliant on data.
existing data.
Right. So if
The algorithm.
if the data doesn't
Yeah,
exist,
if you've got a problem,
or if the situation is
that's never been encountered before.
changing rapidly,
You need a human to be
It's
able
gonna-
to
you need a human to
think critically.
analyze it
Yeah,
in real time
in real time.
and, come up with a solution
Yes.
on the fly.
Okay, so the takeaway here
Okay.
is not to fear AI,
Right.
but to really
But to embrace
cultivate and lean into
those things that make us human.
those uniquely human capabilities
Yeah,
that AI can't replicate.
exactly.
Our source also emphasized that
Oh.
it's not an either-or situation.
Oh, interesting.
It's not like humans versus AI,
Right.
right?
It's more like,
Even in technical fields,
how do we use AI
the future seems to lie
to enhance
in combining technical skills
what we do?
with these essential
Yeah.
human abilities.
Yeah.
It's that synergy.
It's like that hybrid.
Yeah, that blend.
Oh, yeah.
So, for example, they talk about marketing.
Okay, marketing, that's a good one.
So AI can be incredibly effective
Right.
at,
Analyzing the data.
analyzing vast amounts of data,
Optimizing.
optimizing ad campaigns,
Mm-hmm.
but crafting that compelling brand narrative.
Yes.
Telling a story that resonates
That human element again.
with human values,
Yes.
emotions. That's where you need the human.
People are going to respond,
Yeah. So you need both.
It can't just be.
You need the technical know-how to leverage the AI tools.
Right.
But it's the human insight
Right.
that gives that work meaning
And impact.
and impact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Another crucial point
what else?
from our source
Okay.
was the importance of embracing lifelong learning.
Oh, yeah.
And this is not about
Especially now
getting a degree and coasting.
with AI coming up.
It's an ongoing process.
Yeah, because things are
And especially with AI.
changing so
It's
fast.
changing so rapidly.
Yeah.
You can't just rest on what
The
you
laurels.
learned 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You've got to constantly
You
be
got to stay upskilling
up to date.
and learning new things.
Yeah, because the landscape of AI
Mm.
and its applications
Is changing
is changing so quickly.
rapidly.
So professional development can't just be
Yeah, you can't just
one-time event.
go to one conference
It's got to be continuous.
and think you're good.
Continuous learning is essential
Yeah.
to stay relevant
Mhm.
and valuable.
Absolutely.
Now, they specifically mention
Did they have
utilizing online learning platforms
recommendation?
like Coursera,
Oh, yeah, Coursera's great.
LinkedIn Learning,
And didn't learn it.
things like that
Mhm.
to acquire new skills.
Just upskill. Oh.
And they specifically mentioned
Ciao.
data analysis
Data analysis makes sense.
and project management
Project management.
as really valuable areas to focus on
Because it seems like everything's going to be
because they're increasingly in demand.
project-based in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
And for you, the listener,
Yeah.
who's all about gaining knowledge
Who wants to
quickly and thoroughly,
upskill?
these platforms offer a fantastic way
Yeah. I mean,
to upskill in a very,
so accessible way.
and you can do it
On your own time.
at your own pace.
Yeah.
So that's great.
And they've got such a
I love that.
wide variety of courses.
Huge variety.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not just
It's not
just
just
hard skills.
Yeah.
You can actually hone those crucial human skills
Yeah. They have
we were just talking about.
courses on leadership and communication.
Initiative thinking.
Leadership.
Yeah.
So it's really about
It's about developing yourself
proactively shaping your skill set
as a
for the future.
well-rounded professional.
Yeah. So it's not just about learning new skills.
Okay.
It's also about
What else?
cultivating adaptability.
Oh, yeah.
Because as
Adaptability
AI becomes more integrated,
is going to be essential.
the very nature of our jobs might shift.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're already seeing that.
We're already seeing that.
Where AI is taking over
Yeah.
certain tasks,
So being open to
but that frees up humans
Yeah.
to focus on other things.
evolving responsibilities.
Yeah, like the
Being willing to step outside
More creative.
your traditional job description
Problem solve.
to take on new challenges
Interpersonal
is going to be key
aspects of the job.
for career longevity.
Yeah.
The source also mentioned this idea of pivoting.
Oh, yeah, pivoting.
And I think that's really interesting
Yeah.
because
It's not just about
that might mean taking on different roles
staying in your lane.
within the same company
Yeah.
or even exploring side projects
That's
to
fine.
diversify.
Yeah, having different income streams.
Yeah, to
But,
gain
like-
new experiences.
Multiple things going.
Right. It's not about being
Yeah.
too narrowly defined by your current title.
So you're not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like it.
And
Yeah.
our source also talked about
Okay.
the importance of targeting industries
Oh, yeah.
that are experiencing significant growth,
Okay.
where AI is a powerful tool,
Right. But not a replacement.
where human expertise
For humans.
remains central.
Yeah.
So, for example,
Give me an example.
they talked about cybersecurity
Fire security.
because of the ever-evolving
Makes sense.
threat landscape.
Right. Because
They talked about
renewable energy
identify threats,
as we transition to
but it still needs humans. Sustainable solutions.
understand them.
Yeah. Or to healthcare,
And healthcare, okay.
with its fundamental need
Yeah, of course.
for human empathy and care.
You can't have a robot
Right.
taking care of you when you're
Do you want a robot doctor?
Yeah. Sick.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in the future.
I mean, maybe. But
I still think there's that need
right now,
for that human element.
the human touch is so important
Right.
in healthcare.
Yeah.
So these are all sectors that are
That are growing.
predicted to grow
Yeah.
and where human expertise is going to remain really central.
Okay.
So,
So they actually highlighted some specific roles
within those fields.
within those industries.
Okay.
So in cybersecurity,
Mm-hmm.
you've got your cybersecurity analysts,
Cybersecurity analysts.
solar panel technicians,
Oh, yeah.
in renewable energy,
Are in high demand.
huge demand,
Mm-hmm.
nurses in healthcare.
Always need nurses.
Right.
Yeah.
So these are all roles that have
Yeah.
strong future prospects.
Not a lot of
It's reassuring to hear that.
job security.
Right.
Yeah.
And it really paints a picture
Mhm.
of humans and AI working together,
Right.
collaborating
So it's not
to drive progress.
like we're being replaced.
Not that
It's more like we're using AI to enhance,
us versus them.
yeah,
It's a partnership.
a partnership. Exactly.
Okay.
Cool.
The final big strategy
Yeah, I know.
from our source material
All right, lay it on me.
was building a personal brand.
Oh, branding.
Yeah. And this might sound like something that's
I think a lot of people
but
think
for entrepreneurs.
it's just for influencers or
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
But
But in this context,
in this
it's
context,
about
it makes a lot of sense
your career.
for anyone
Yeah.
who is trying to future-proof their career.
So how do you
So essentially,
do that?
building a personal brand
Mm-hmm.
is about making your unique skills and expertise visible.
Okay.
So by sharing your insights online,
So like on LinkedIn
on LinkedIn,
or a blog
starting a blog,
or
creating short videos,
videos.
you are showcasing,
Yeah.
your knowledge,
Your knowledge and skills.
your perspective,
Mhm.
and your unique perspective,
So you're differentiating yourself.
which AI can't replicate.
Hmm.
You're saying, here's what I know.
Like AI.
Here's what I can do.
Yeah.
Here's what makes me different.
Here's my unique perspective.
Right. And it's a way to stand out,
That an AI.
to really showcase
Right.
those human skills,
Yeah.
your specific areas of mastery.
I like it.
What do you think?
I think that's a great way to stand out because it is becoming so
It is.
much more competitive.
It is.
Yeah.
And the source also mentioned
Mm-hmm.
that it's a fantastic way to expand your professional network
Oh, yeah, for sure.
because you can connect with other professionals in
Networking is so important.
your field.
And it's a good way to
Learn from them.
stay top of mind.
Build relationships
Yeah,
that can lead to opportunities.
exactly.
So in a
A lot
lot
of opportunities aren't going to go
those authentic
come to you. You have to go out.
human connections
Yeah.
are still so valuable.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's recap.
Okay, let's read
Those
it.
key strategies
Yeah.
for future-proofing your career
Mm-hmm.
that we talked about today.
Okay.
Number one,
Number one.
focusing on those irreplaceable human skills,
Creativity.
creativity,
Emotional intelligence.
emotional intelligence,
Complex problem solving.
complex problem solving.
Got it.
Number two, committing to lifelong learning,
Mm-hmm.
continuously upskilling,
Always be learning.
always be learning.
Yeah.
Number three, cultivating adaptability.
Mm-hmm.
embracing new roles,
You flexible.
being flexible.
Yeah.
Number 4, targeting those growth industries
Where AI is a tool.
where humans and AI collaborate.
Partner.
And number 5,
Number 5.
actively building a strong personal brand
Put yourself out there.
online.
Yeah.
Now,
Don't be scared.
this doesn't have to be overwhelming.
No.
You don't have to.
Don't think you have to do it.
Overhaul your entire career overnight.
All at once.
You can start with small,
Start with small steps.
manageable steps.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just taking one online course
Yeah.
in a subject that interests you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's sharing one
We're just
thoughtful article on LinkedIn each week.
Yeah. Make one connection a week.
Small, consistent actions
Yeah.
can build momentum over time.
Yeah.
And that's the key.
Consistency is key.
It's consistency.
If anything.
So for you, the listener,
Mm-hmm.
who appreciates digestible information,
Right.
just taking those
Little by little.
small steps can make it feel
Yeah. You don't want it
much more achievable.
to get overwhelmed.
You don't want to feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot.
It's a lot to think about.
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So make it
Manageable.
manageable for yourself.
Break it down.
So as you're reflecting on all of this,
Yes.
think about which of these strategies
Yeah.
resonates most strongly with you,
Mm-hmm.
with your current situation,
Where you want to go.
with your long-term goals.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be
In the future.
in 5 years,
Yeah.
in 10 years?
Mm.
And think about what feels like
What feels like
the most accessible and exciting
the best
starting point for you.
place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna leave you with this question.
Okay.
Thinking about these rapid advancements in AI,
Yeah.
what is one uniquely human skill
Mm-hmm.
that you believe
In your field.
will be the most valuable asset
Okay.
in your field
Interesting.
in the coming years?
Okay.
So I want you to really think about that.
I'm going to think about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that one thing
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that AI can't replicate
That I have.
that you have
That's going to be.
that will be so valuable in your field?
Yeah.
And just so you know,
Okay.
there are a ton of resources out there.
Okay.
If you want to dive deeper.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about those online learning platforms.
Yeah.
There's career development strategies,
Your counseling.
career counseling,
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So the information is out there.
It's out there.
It's just waiting for you to explore it
Takes.
at your own pace.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for our deep dive.
That was a good one.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll see you next
See
time.
you next time.
Bye.